This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we are back. Here he is, Cameron Wolfe. And before I get into a little football, Cam, I don't know if you heard what I was just talking about, because I saw the Archie Eversole story, and the man dies at 37, and he was kind of a local rap hero there because the "We Ready" song is used in the Atlanta soccer games, and it's the weirdest thing, dude. It's the only genre of music where we're constantly killing our artists. Or the artists are involved in some kind of gun violence. I just don't get it, Cam. I'm just wondering what goes through your mind when because I just said it. We have a Hall of Fame of rappers that we've killed. Like, it's a Hall of Fame list that they should all still be here, bro. All of them, from Jam Master Jay to Tupac to Nipsey Hussle. I mean, we could just go through it all, dude. It's just Biggie, whatever. It's just crazy, dude, how this goes on and on and on, and it doesn't stop.
So I have a little bit of a torn perspective on this, because I think you're right in your core issue, in that a lot of the genre is based off of violence and murder and all of this, and you don't want these people killing each other. And a lot of that,
actually live it. You can talk about it.
And so even two of the best artists of all time, Biggie and Tupac, they were murdered before their peak, honestly. But I think I listen to a lot of hip hop and rap. That's probably my favorite genre of music. And so because of that, I understand why, even if I don't agree with it. So you have to understand, like, hip hop was born off of people in the hood who didn't felt heard. And a lot of it's bringing attention, respect, love to their culture, their community.
But Cam, so was the blues.
Right. But let me continue. Right. So a lot of these people who have become our stars in this industry have grew up in the murder and the violence and the atmosphere there. So they are honestly just bringing on the reality of their lives. And a lot of them have outlived this, and they've grown the riches to where they're past this, right? But they can't get away from what their upbringing was. And I think that's probably the biggest struggle there. We see it a lot of times, even in athletes. If you can't escape your upbringing, then you're doomed to become a part of it. So I think maybe some of these genres, what they do better than rap and hip hop is they escape where they came from. And I think rap and hip hop there's such a luxury in promoting where you came from, and always being the guy who never left, never changed, always put on for the city. That became such a thing that honestly, I think a lot of these people get caught up. Like, it's if you realize it, most of the time.
But at one point, you got to get smart and understand that you're dead. You're not going to help. Right. You know what I mean? And so and here's the other thing. It's not just the rappers, it's the people around the genre. Dude, you're hurting your own genre. The hell are you doing? What are you doing killing Tupac? What are you doing killing Biggie? What are you doing shooting Jam Master Jay? What are you doing? You're not helping in any way, shape, or form here. And so either the rappers have to understand, you can talk about it, live it. I mean, you could talk about it that you lived it, but don't actually live it. And like I just told you, the blues, my Lord, the blues came from all of that. That's exactly what the blues were all about. And they didn't go about living it after. You know what I'm saying? They came about educating us. And if you listen to the words, because that's what a lot of artists do with their poetry, with their music, with whatever, they're giving us life lessons for us to actually learn and see what they've been through and what they've experienced and those kind of things. But man, if we kill them, we don't get to learn more. We don't get to experience more. We don't get to connect more. We don't get to get over the hump of all of this. And that's the part that bothers me. Let's get over the hump of the violence part, bro.
No, I hear you, but I also think we got to be careful in not stereotyping an entire industry and genre, because obviously a lot of the rap music genre is Black people, right? And so
Yeah,
when you
that part I don't care about. I care about the reality. It doesn't go on in heavy metal. It doesn't go on in R&B. It doesn't go on in pop, and it doesn't go on in EDM.
Okay,
but the reality.
So there is a reality in that it does happen, but I think there's a whole crabs in a bucket mentality that happens in a lot of different areas in life. So yes, it does happen in rap music and hip hop a lot, but you talk about the people in the community. If you're the only person that's escaping your community, like for example, Kendrick Lamar has a song called Black Boy Fly, where he talks about the guys who got out of Compton. You got guys like DeMar DeRozan, you got guys who are all athletes. So a lot of times in this industry, particularly for Black people, you're only out if you're an athlete or you're a rapper. And so for them, they may be the only person in their school, or the only person in their city who got out. So naturally, and it's not fair, but there's a crab in a bucket mentality where somebody else is going to try to grab them, so they don't get out. And so I don't think that's only rap music. I think that's a part of society, but it is something that's afflicted in rap music.
Well, society is one thing, and you're right, and it does happen in society. But in the musical genres, it only happens in one. Period.
I think it's more public in one. It's more public in one.
It does. Where does it happen in R&B or EDM or?
There are R&B artists who were killed, rock artists who were killed. So I think it's just more public.
Those are, you're talking about, those are aberrations. Those are outliers. That's what they are. This is a commonality. This is an everyday occurrence, practically. Okay, this is every.
So I think that as we've seen rap music evolve, because if you think about rap music, it started as a very small circle of people who listen to hip hop and rap, and now it's grown to the point where, I don't know the numbers, but I'd argue that hip hop and rap might be the top music genre that most people listen to in America, because of just the way it's been. So because of that, we see the more mainstream element of rap and hip hop. So we see the depth. We see this where we might not see it with, rock and roll, or
go to a Lil Wayne concert. You'll see more white people there than anything.
No. But that's a great example of how you've seen rap and hip hop be able to cross over. Yeah. Because in the 80s, you're right. If you go to a Wu-Tang Clan concert, you're probably not going to see much, if any, white people there, right? No. So now your main artists, your Lil Waynes, your Drakes, some of these guys who they've crossed over to be sort of pop artists in a sense, even though they're rapping about some of the chronological. So I think that because of that, you're seeing a more fluid way. But that's why I just say, just be a little careful on stereotyping, because I do think it's an issue. I do think it's an issue, and I'm saying that, but I also think that a lot of times when we make a broad statement about a group that's mostly from Black people, we make a mistake.
I understand that, but let's not hide from the facts, and my point is, stop killing my artist, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I want my artists to live too.
You're not killing my heavy metal guys.
Yeah.
Okay. My heavy metal guys live great lives. They never end up dying at all. I never have a problem with that. I'm not that much into pop, but they're not killing them either. You know what I'm saying? Stop killing my damn artists, bro. It's like, I could have a hell of a lot more Tupac records, and Biggie's one of my favorites, bro. Like, I love Biggie, bro. Only got a couple albums from the guy. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. It's like, I can't ever see Run DMC. I saw him at least. Remember, in 79, I think it was 79, maybe very early 80s, probably 79. A friend of mine, my best friend across the street, his cousin came from New York and played us Rapper's Delight. And we were like, what the hell is this? And we were like losing our minds, because it wasn't even on radio. Because back in those days, music started in New York, and it didn't get to us till a couple months later in South Florida. So we ended up hearing Rapper's Delight months before everybody else heard it, because of things like that when that was exploding. So for me, I've been a fan of that genre forever, and it's just, I've watched it over the years, and it's just, I saw the Atlanta guy, and it's like, damn, dude.
There's definitely been a lot of negativity about it, and that's why I want to be very intentional when I talk about the music. Although you highlight there needs to be growth, you have to also promote some of the positive elements and try to hope that gets the attention, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what takes us to the next generation. Like for me, I'm a lyric guy, and so my favorite lyricists always talk about some of these issues that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's you know, that's why I say having a full umbrella of everyone is dangerous. But while also recognizing that, look, this is an issue. That's a reality. So like I'm a Nas guy, I'm a J. Cole guy, I'm
Nas is awesome.
guy.
Love
Nas is my goat. I think he's the greatest of all time. But a lot of times people don't view that because he's a very heavy lyricist instead of
yeah. He's more into the story than necessarily the catchiest beats in the world. You know what I mean? Whereas, let's say a guy that was more poppy, let's say what's the dude that was shot like 9 times? What's his name?
50 Cent.
Power.
50
Yeah.
Cent. 50 Cent.
Yeah, 50 Cent. See, he's more about the sound of it, the hooks, the you know the beats to it all. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Whereas Nas, you're actually, if you listen, you're actually gonna. Did he just say that? You know, that's the kind of stuff that you get from Nas. Nas is different. Nas is an educated rapper. You walk away and you're gonna learn about rap. You know, when you're listening to Rapper's Delight and all that kind of stuff and Run DMC, it's fun rap. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
And there's pluses in everything, right? So like I see it like I said, I listen to Nas or J. Cole or Big Crit, some of these other guys, but I also know if I'm trying to go to the club, I'm going to listen to something that's a little bit more upbeat. So there's all elements of that. But the reason why I mentioned Nas is because Nas had some of these conversations, particularly in his career, about hip hop and sort of the evolution of it. And you know, he's even had, you know, songs and references to hip hop being dead and all of this. And he comes from an area in originally Brooklyn and Queensbridge where he grew up, where that's an area where you're not expected to come out of, but he was able to grow from that and ideally create a whole element where artists have came because of Nas. You know, Cole, Kendrick, a lot of these artists have commented and said that Nas was a lot of their background and upcoming. So when I look at some of my favorite artists, I do not see them being connected to a lot of the gun violence and the death. And that's why when I mentioned the whole umbrella of it, that's what I'm thinking of in my mindset. There is a group, you know, maybe not everyone, but there is a group, a big group of hip hop and rap that are trying to redefine how we think about them.
Yeah, we just gotta get the damn guns out of it, bro. Enough.
Yeah.
All right. I just don't want to see it keep losing them. All right. Did you catch Tua's interview on the fish tank with the boys, with Seth and Juice?
Yeah, I caught some pieces of it. Definitely. I actually did a little Twitter Spaces with them the day before, so they let me know it was coming out. And so yeah, I caught a few clips of it. It's good to see Tua. We haven't really seen him since the end of the season talking. So we do enough talking about him, us on this show, everybody else on national TV. I'm always interested to hear what Tua says. So I'm eager to get a chance to talk to him myself, you know, as far as the media. But it's good to hear him talk about Mike McDaniel and some of the new elements of what he's expecting. You know, he mentioned that quote that I guess got a lot of traction as far as success, leaving footprints. And I think that just listening to him, I think he understands the significance, the opportunity, the importance of this season, this opportunity. And so he sound focused, and you know, I'm eager to see it on the field.
By the way, you're not one of them, but the Tua disbelievers, they got their money quote, so they can hold it against him.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, right? He says, I think pressure is everywhere, and especially in any industry. You're either going to make use of the opportunities with the guys we have or not. That's what it is. I'm looking forward to making use of this opportunity. So the haters got their money quote now. See,
but let's be real, Big O.
He knows, Cam. You see, he knows that the pressure's on him, that he's got to get it done.
Right. But I've always felt that Tua is a very smart dude. And so like I think that, and I've mentioned this on this show before, like he is very intentional and great in putting on the perspective out there that none of this bothers him or he doesn't hear this. But he's human. He's heard this. And so maybe he doesn't use it as fuel, but I'd imagine that's a small part of him is wanting to prove people wrong and wanting to shut him up and show him what he can do. And so I think he also knows the reality of his team had been flirting with a quarterback that wasn't him for large portions of the year. So he's got to do his part to prove that he is the guy. And so people like you, people like me to an extent, have belief that he can still be that guy, but he knows he has to do it on the field. So I think that him saying that is just kind of the words behind what I thought he's always known, that he can be that guy, but he's got to show it. And I think that he knows Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, all these pieces. You've heard it on the talk shows. It's all on Tua, right? I don't think it's all on Tua, but I think he's going to approach this season with the belief that, hey, if I do my things right, we should be good. And so what people don't realize about Tua is that he's coming from an upbringing where everybody's always been hard on him. His family's been hard. His dad has been probably his hardest critic. You talk about people judging what he's gonna be and his arm strength. Can he stay healthy? I'm sure his dad has said all of those things and more to him, honestly. So I think that I don't question his toughness physically or mentally, and because of that, I was never really worried about him being impacted or him, going off the deep end there. I just wanted them to give him a true chance, which it seems like he's going to get an opportunity to get this year.
What'd you think of the guy can play 4 instruments and they're all self-taught and he knows no notes. It's all by ear. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear that. I remember in college he was playing the
piano,
ukulele, right?
Listen, piano, ukulele, guitar, and bass.
Yep.
Self-taught.
Yep. He's an impressive dude. He's an impressive dude, man. But let's just be real. Everybody, and I talk to people around the league, Big O, and I'll tell you this, like, it's not my opinion. These are people, executives across the league. I talked to them about the Dolphins, and they're like, hey, great offseason. We think they're a threat. They have a lot of talent on paper. Everything looks great. It's all going to be defined by the quarterback. And so that's the reality of it. Whether you like Tua, whether you hate Tua, we're going to see. And so I'm eager to see, everybody's kind of put out the, okay, now all the excuses are out of the gate. I don't know if Tua's ever made excuses, but the reality is, the Dolphins have finally truly put enough support around him, both on the field and off the field, that it's up to Tua to show that he can be the guy now. So that is the most important factor of this season. I know Dolphins fans are be like, hey, I want to win a Super Bowl. I'm not really worried about that in 2022. I'm worried about, okay, are we going to, for once and for all, end the question about whether Tua is the guy or not? To me, that's the most important storyline of this Dolphins season. Well,
wait a minute. Hold on. You didn't get your hotel room already for Arizona?
I have not. I'll be in Arizona, so I'm gonna be there regardless of what teams are there. I cover the league, Big O. So
no.
But I hear you.
In Arizona covering the Dolphins this year. Okay.
I'm sure Dolphins fans will love that. I got to see it on the field before I could have any type of expectations of that.
It's coming.
I want to see them make the playoffs first, Big O. That's what we got to do first. You got to make the playoffs. You can't say that. You can't say it's nothing when this team has not made the playoffs since 2016. And it's a packed AFC conference. There's 13 teams that you could look at in the AFC right now and say they can make the playoffs. So yes, the Dolphins are improved, but are they better than those 6 other teams who are going to miss the playoffs? Yes. Yes, you're definitively saying that.
I have faith. Yes.
Well, you can have that faith. They got to prove it through.
It's happening this year.
They got to prove it to me.
I feel it. All right, here we go.
Trust me. I hope you're right, man. I tell people this all the time. I don't root for the Dolphins, but I live here. So if the Dolphins are good, that means I travel less. That means I'm here more. I cover more games. I get to see my daughter and my wife more, and everything's smooth. I enjoy living in South Florida and being in South Florida. The summers are a little rough, but trust me, I'd rather be here than in Buffalo in December. So I hope that it's right, but I am not going to give people false hope, and I'm not going to be a blind optimism until I see it on the field.
Blind ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
You hit me on the buzzer?
No, he hit me. No, he's hitting me for the blind ass fan alert for guaranteeing.
Oh, got you. Yeah,
guaranteeing the playoffs and saying it's not a problem. So I've got the blind ass fan alert. So there you go. It's on me, bro. It's all on me. All right.
I mean, but look. It's April, right? So this is the time to have that optimism.
That's right.
I just have covered a lot of teams who've had the same optimism, and it's not worked out. So I'm just trying to tell fans
we do that every year here, bro. What are you talking about? I've been doing that for 20 years.
Exactly. So I know people want hope, but I am not here to sell you hope. I will tell you that the Dolphins are better. Are they going to for sure be a contender? No, I cannot tell you that. I just want them to get to the playoffs. That's my first start for them, and everything else from there, we'll see.
All right, folks, not me. I am your drug dealer. Here's your hopium. Here's your hopium. Here's your hopium. Hopium.
Hey, don't OD on that hopium. It's a dangerous drug.
Tell you, bro. Panthers winning the cup, Heat winning the title, and then of course
the Heat are definitely not winning the title.
And well, wait a minute. The Panthers are the better team, by the way. Okay,
the Panthers might win the cup.
Yes,
but the Heat are definitely not winning the title. Sorry, Heat fans.
No.
Who's
going to win the title?
Not the Heat. I am a Sixers fan, but I also do not think the Sixers are going to win the title.
Okay, I was just about.
So I don't think the Sixers are going to win it. See, I am not a blind ass fan. Okay. I understand. I am going to root for the Sixers and hope, but I do not believe truly in my heart that they will win it. So,
by the way,
maybe the Suns get it this year.
Any truth that depends is going to be the new sponsor for Ben Simmons.
I'm fine with it. He's not a Sixer anymore. I'm fine. I'm fine with all the Ben Simmons backlash.
I'm just saying. I just heard that Depends is going to be his new sponsor. So
the craziest storyline. I was talking to my buddy about this. Every NBA game the Brooklyn Nets play, they show Ben Simmons on the sideline like 15 times a game. Like the dude is not playing anymore. Let it go. Let's move on to other players who actually want to play, can play. All that element. I got tired of it in Philly. We got James Harden, who he's had his own struggles, but at least he plays.
No, I'm not. Harden's a choker. I'm talking about Simmons is soft. I don't care about this depression stuff and all. I know we have a big problem with depression. I know people deal with depression, but too many people use it as an excuse for just hiding that you're just soft. And Ben Simmons is soft. I don't care what else you want to label him. He can say whatever he wants. That dude is soft. That's just me. But, you don't think he's soft, or you want to stay away from that?
I think that I'm glad that Ben Simmons is not a Sixer anymore. I do not want to deal with that anymore. I was frustrated by Ben Simmons aplenty. I just don't think he has the Philly mentality to be able to succeed there. There's a type
of Philly mentality, interpretation, soft.
I don't like calling grown men soft because they're grown men, especially athletes. But I do say there's a certain mentality. Joel Embiid has the mentality to be a Philly player. He's been injured a lot, but he's not soft. He's a Philly dude. And so you got to, especially to be a star in Philly, you got to have a certain mentality. That's why Donovan McNabb got a lot of flack. They felt like he didn't have that certain mentality, whereas Terrell Owens did. It will spit you out. Allen Iverson had that Philly mentality. They will let you know. You don't have to tell them if you have it. They will let you know.
I know. I was a Phillies, Flyers, and Sixers fan all my life until we got those teams here. Never an Eagles fan because, obviously I always had the Dolphins.
I'll tell you this, and I'm guessing we're towards the end of our segment.
And those idiots in Philly actually booed my guy Mike Schmidt, which is just
I actually was at the Phillies Marlins game last night. I took my daughter. We go I've gone to Marlins game, Phillies game every year since I've been here in Miami. I took my daughter second year we've gone. The Phillies are 0-5 when I've gone to games there. So I don't know. I've got to stop going to games. I enjoy baseball games. I enjoy taking my daughter. We had a great time. But the Phillies always lose. So
we're sending a limo to your house to take you to the game today.
There's 3 more games, and trust me, I will not be at them. And I bet you they'll win all 3.
We need a limo service to pick up Cam at his house and take him to the Marlins game. And Marlins, if you're listening, We need Philly season tickets for Marlins Phillies here for Cham and his family. Put him in a suite.
Yeah.
Take care of him. Give him everything he wants. As long as the Marlins keep winning, that's a good one.
So the Phillies to me are the team that I have your hopium for more than any other team. Every single year, I have hope that they're not going to let me down, and every single year they disappoint. So the Phillies are my Dolphins.
Yeah, I got the hope. I'm high as hell with my hopium.
Hey, lay off that hopium, Big O. Lay off of it. It's dangerous.
Well, the thing is, the good thing about Dolphin fans is, see, we get all drugged up on hopium all off season into the regular season. But about halfway in the regular season, we then go cold turkey for months, and then so we kind of straighten our lives out for a couple of months. Yep. And then a couple of months later, we're back on the hopium train again, and it's just one of those deals. So. What can I tell you? Part of
being a fan, right? Just lay easy on it.
That's it. Follow him on Twitter at Cameron Wolfe. Catch his work there at the NFL Network, and of course, catch him twice a week here doing our KSDT CPA Miami Dolphins and NFL report. Cam, thank you, my brother. Have a great weekend.
All right, now you too, Big O. See y'all.
You got it. There you go. That's our KSDT Miami Dolphins report.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.